Hey, and welcome to a Chicago Beer Pass beer review. We're going 2 for 1, Nick.
Man, back to back, man. 2020 and 2021 entries here.
Cuvée de Gras,
I believe it's Cuvée de Gras
not Grassi.
or Grace. No, not Cuvée de Grace.
Okay.
Not Cuvée de Gracie.
So this one, the new one is available, or it just came out.
Yeah.
Pre-orders since when we're recording this, so you can grab those. But it's probably already out and available.
Yeah. So this is a blend of, I want to say like 7 or so beers. Now, the biggest difference between last year and this year is that last year the blend ratio was on the can,
Oh, okay.
right? Yeah.
Set it on the side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it lists it all out. So we also have last year's, which we were drinking basically room temperature because the fridge that it was in broke.
Brad broke the fridge.
Yeah.
So here we are.
But it's a what, 13-14% beer.
I think we'll be fine.
I don't think we're gonna.
We'll be fine,
It
thank
might be better.
Yeah. So, when I was at Sox Park, I was talking about, I went to the Goose Beers. They had something from the Mitten from Virtue Cider.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want
The
that.
bourbon barrel aged cider. Yeah.
I don't want that. And then they had Lost Palate. So I'm like, well, give me one of each,
Yeah.
and we'll fucking blend them. But I had this brewery in mind when I did that.
Okay.
And we just kept saying Cuvée de Mitten, or whatever the
Oh,
fuck it
that's
was.
pretty good. Yeah.
But that was great. But
All right.
we were like, this is why I want to do that, because Rev's always blending stuff.
So I gotta try the new one first, right?
Yeah.
You know, like sweet.
Very rich, sweet chocolate.
Yeah, syrupy aroma. Almost like a fig. Wow. Man, this like brings me to winter. Like instant, like those flavors.
This is a nice, it's not even a strong, it's like a nice strong ale. It's like an old world strong ale, like a Santa Claus. Remember
Old
those?
ale? An old ale.
Like an old ale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. Yeah.
And then
That smell, it reminds me of like chocolate syrup a little bit.
it's funny, the old one. It smells weird. It might be this glass.
What you do to the glass, man? So, should we break down the components? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is some nerdy shit here. All right, so this year's cuvee
Yeah.
is, let's see. I'll just run it down in order of, how many, the quantity
Yeah.
of barrel. So this year, Sweet Death Star, Dry Rye Way to Heaven, Sweet Straight Jacket, Thundertaker, and then 2 barrels of a blend. And the blend is Rye Way and Straight Jacket blend.
Okay.
So I think we were saying this in the last show. Rev separates their barrels. They age all this beer, they taste it all out, and then the Rye Way to Heaven barrels that were sweeter, we put them over here. Rye Way to Heaven barrels that were drier, we put them over here. I think that's what they do.
Okay.
Right. So that when they list it out like that, that's what they mean. Right. So that was this year. Now last year was totally different. And last year they put it on a can. I wish they put it on a can this year too, man.
You got paper letter. It gets expensive. Yeah, I would rather have it on the can because I don't know. Looking, I don't know. It adds a lot to it when you're drinking.
I'm holding my phone to figure out what the fuck's going on here.
Yeah.
So the 2020 blend, which was really one of my favorites of the whole lineup last year, it is mostly dry straight jacket, then sweet Death Star, Thundertaker, Jam Manila, which was the Jameson barrel aged stout,
Yeah.
Gravedigger Billy, that's the Scotch ale, and then a sweet straight jacket in port barrels, and a sweet straight jacket in Madeira barrels, which I think both of those are like Spanish wine barrels.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that almost a port kind of characteristics come through really well in the last year's. Over this year's feels sweeter.
Yeah, this year's feels sweeter and rounder and nice, but in a classic sense. Like we
Yeah.
said, it reminds you of an old ale or an old or like a classic English barley wine.
It also feels like a candy. Like you just had like a nice. I don't want to say like a cough drop, but like it has.
That's not candy, man.
Yeah, but it has like that. I think it might be the alcohol kind of like burn to it, but it has like this candy, hard candy sort of vibe going on to me.
That's delicious. Like if you had, maybe like an ice cream with like a hard shell on it, maybe something like that.
Okay.
This is really good. I really like
Yeah,
this year's.
but you were saying on the pod that you like last year's better.
Yeah, I think
Or more.
coming around to, I wanted to have them back to back, but my initial hot take on it was, as much as I like this one, I think it's a similar profile to the other things in the lineup, as far as like it's well balanced. It's it's got some oak character. It's got some super fun fruit, or like rich fruit flavors, and then but so does Ryway, right? And
Yeah.
So does Death Star. And I thought this one was a little bit better for me because of the uniqueness of it.
Do you think this whole last this is not part of the typical Deep Woods lineup because it ended, but it
You're
is
right.
it is and it isn't.
This is almost like
There's-
the encore. This
Right,
is,
there's two encores. There's this, and then there's a Berry one that should come at some point.
Yeah.
And then there's a coffee one, and then we wait until it starts over.
yeah.
But the whole last round was a little sweeter. You had the honey jacket. Wasn't the Ryway a little sweeter too, or was Ryway with something?
It's funny. They were saying how the sweetest beer in that lineup was Straight Jacket. Even though I'm with you, the sweetest for my taste, it was for sure Honey Jacket.
Yeah, we had Bears. Bears showed up for honey jacket.
Yeah. So I think last year in that lineup, my favorite was Ryway. I was thinking to myself, shit, this is the most reliable one every year. It's just fucking Ryway.
And then
It's
Mixed Berry was, that was the end of the 2021. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then they give you so many different looks, right? Like the Ryway, like Strawberry Jacket and Mixed Berry. I think they're meant to kind of be more like kind of cocktail in a can without having cocktail ingredients, right? And then and this is a different look because it's a blend of them all, and Ryway is like who's making rye forward anything in beer.
Yeah.
So the way they look at these beers is really fun. I don't know who the best barrel program in the city is, but this for sure might be my favorite. When you talk about accessibility and you talk about like making beers that don't really have a lot of adjuncts at all ever.
Yeah. It has a wide range where Goose, they have a lot of barrels, but they have to make a lot of beer on large scale, so they can have fun, but you don't see them as much like, oh, let's try these port wine barrels and make 50 cans and see.
Right. I think they're more committed to like whatever else they got going on all year. Right. Where Rev's kind of like, yeah, we do other stuff, but we want you to think about this series all year along with anything else we make. I feel
Right.
Right. And Goose is like, let's just drop everything. Goose built that up over 10 years. Like, hey, we're dropping all this shit on one day.
Yeah, and I think they've learned from Rev with the Deepwood series. Hey, we can come out with a Shamrock Bourbon County, and we can come out with a summer one. We can come out with
the last one, the English joint, all English one.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, and that's what I think. That's a credit to these boys. I think like
We got to keep the name fresh.
yeah, you're seeing the other big barrel aged programs in town kind of come out of their comfort zone and make these beers a little outside of when they usually make them.
Yeah, you got to drop the singles or the remixes leading up to the next album, right?
I dig that, and Rev, I think, was probably leading the charge on that type of approach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know, that's fun. If you have the previous one, I think it's tasting fine, basically at room temperature here. The sweeter one is nicer chilled. I don't know if it would be as good if it was room temperature
like
because
as it opens up, when it's cold like this, really, really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
they're both good. I wish the new one had the blend, but I like that the cans are a little different, so you do know if you're someone who ends up, buying a box every time. You're like, I got 4 of these, and my boxes are starting to stack up. You can tell them apart.
Oh yeah, yeah, because the actual can is different.
Yeah, there's no year date. There might be a stamp. There's probably a stamp on the fill date.
And I kind of like the whole one and done approach too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we made that blend already. That was that blend, so it's over. It's done. Now this year, totally different blend. Right.
So this Cuvée de Gras was canned or filled December 30th, 2019, on my birthday.
Oh, right on.
But this one was filled April, so it was just filled. So did Cuvée come out last year's not on its own?
It didn't come out as part of the Encore in the summer. It came out as part of the core lineup.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because last year the Encore was the fruit beers.
Oh, so
Right.
the fruit and the super massive.
Super massive and the mixed berry. That was last year's Encore.
So this is mixed berry time.
Correct.
So we might not get a berry one this time.
Right. And we might not get the honey one because we got the honey one as part of the core lineup.
So we should see another one or 2 more.
I'd be a fan of that supermassive again.
Yeah.
I like saying the word supermassive. When's the last time you saw a beer or anything called supermassive?
Yeah.
But then also, there's a ridiculous amount of coffee in that beer.
That was good. I still have one. I bet it's all falling out.
I don't know. There's only one way to know it.
Oh,
Brad.
as long as we got to drink them. We need help.
Yeah, we do.
Cool. Well, now we have 2 cans of this open, so we're going to sip on this, drink some seltzer, do a reel. We're gonna have some fun here.
Right on.
But yeah, thanks for checking out these beer reviews. And yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe, check them out all, and let us know your thoughts. Take care.
Cheers.